fluent in it,
Hmm.
you know.
Now, freestyle is known for being like the language of love, the second language
Hmm.
of love. Like you don't ever hear violent freestyle music.
No,
But did you ever see like the gritty, like backstage with? I can't even picture like freestyle artists like backstage scrapping and getting it. You ever see like ruckus, like when they got nasty?
I have not seen it because honestly, and I get this question all the time. The artists that I work with, that I'm on shows with, they don't act like that. They just don't. We get along. We really do get along, and we work hard
It's a
together. We don't.
family. I mean,
But then there's some another group.
hmm,
I ain't gonna call no
yeah.
names.
Let's get to that other group.
That other group, and I'm the majority of them are up there in the New York area
Uh
that do
oh.
those shows together.
Uh-oh.
Now it's a lot
So
of
you
it's
saying
it.
it's an East and West Coast thing, even in
Yes,
freestyle.
East Coast a little more.
I love it.
No,
I love it.
it's not a competition or like a battle between the West and the East, because a lot of us, like a lot of the ones that's on the West Coast, some of them do merge over and work with the New York artist and that side of the world. I
Mm-hmm,
don't. I
mm.
I never really go to New York,
Right, right,
but
right.
I do work on shows with a lot of those artists. Some of the artists, they
When they're in the
are
West.
working over here in Cali sometimes too, and some other
Mm-hmm.
areas, but not so much. They're not over this way that much. But I hear things, I see and I hear a lot of things that go on. So there is a group that they
Hmm.
do scrap and they do have the backstage drama, but over here
Mm,
we just don't do that. We
mm.
just don't.
Because in my mind, right, freestyle is all about love. But there's two key individuals that I think that have the ability to scrap. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That'll take it out of that. And that for me is Coro and K7. Like all seven of them.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I know there's not seven of them, but I'm just saying.
I know
But
what you mean. Yeah, no,
yeah,
there's there
but
there definitely is.
he had this song about Maria,
Yeah,
the girl was from the projects and all of that. He should have
yeah,
followed up a story, man. He should have followed up a whole theme, a movie with that storyline on it, man.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was ill. But
Yeah,
him
no,
and
they
Coro,
everybody gets along. They get along, but I think to me, I think the reason why it's more fighting or little issues that way is because they are more tightly knit and more family. They are
mm,
closer. You know how family fight?
that's right.
Your brothers and sisters always
That's right.
fight. The
You get with
cousin
the
fight
wrong
with.
one, everybody go up. Yep.
Yeah, it's so because they're closer and because they've been around each other and they know each other since teenagers. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
grew up together. They feel that freedom that they could say and do whatever. They it's just to me, it's just like a family thing.
Mm-hmm.
With us, a lot of us on this side, we just take care of business. You
Mm.
know, we know
Got you.
each other, we've seen each other. Like me and Sapphire, we've been friends for over 30 something years. But
Is
we
that
keep
fire from UK?
she's from New York. She's right there in Puerto
Oh,
Rico. I mean, right there in New York.
oh,
She's Puerto Rican. She lives right there in
oh.
Manhattan.
I thought she was UK this whole time. Like hearing her, like her
No.
accent, the way she used to sing. I guess she was
Yeah,
part of
no.
the era.
Yeah, no, yeah, and because she toured a lot, she went outside of the box a lot
Yeah,
too. And so
Sapphire is hot too. I mean,
that's my girl. That's my
yeah, she's
dear friend.
hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is.
hell yeah.
We're gonna be working together soon. We got something brewing.
That's
I'll
what's
be
up.
coming to New York next month, actually.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Did you ever feel like being that freestyle mostly hit the Latin communities? Did you ever feel like some type of like discrimination in any shape, way, or form?
No,
Like from the Latin community, like
mm-mm.
ever, you know,
No.
c- you know. I
Like
mean,
what? Like what type of discrimination? Like what do you
like
mean?
discrimination, like in venues, like they wouldn't put you here because you wasn't a Latin and you was like in a Latin
Oh
area.
no,
Or
not at all. Because a lot of people think that I am. They
okay,
think, especially
got you.
being from Miami and I grew up around,
Yeah,
um, the Latin communities.
yeah, yeah.
In
You
Miami, it
definitely
was
fit the rainbow people profile.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Miami is very multicultural. I grew up around blacks, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, everybody. Miami is very multicultural. So because my music catered a lot to the Latin fan base,
Mm,
everybody just assumed that I was either Brazilian or Puerto Rican or something. They just couldn't put their finger on it.
mm,
But no, I never felt any type of discrimination at all. The only thing, now some of my songs did cross over to black singles and R&B.
mm,
Like they're playing our song. They're playing our song was on the black charts, R&B charts. But I don't have a huge black audience.
mm,
But there was a time when I would hit up some of the R&B clubs, the black clubs, but they could only really get with that one song. So it was, it
mm.
was just different. So it was just different. So we just kind of focused on where the love was, put it that way,
Hell yeah.
and that's
Love
where the
sells.
focus
Love
was.
sells.
Hmm.
You know, you can't escape love. Love sells. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna hit you sooner or later. It's like
yeah.
COVID. Everybody catches it.
Yeah, and
You
people
know,
do say our music is was about love, and it is, and it was, because
it
back
is.
then
It
that's what we
is.
wrote about. All the music, even if you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, if you think about that era
Mm-hmm.
with R&B music, with the Keith Sweats, the Karen
Mm-hmm.
Whites, it's the way
Mm-hmm.
that you love me, and all of those songs, even
Mm-hmm.
on the hip hop
Those songs
side,
are
was all about
trouble.
love. The music was just different back then.
Those
It
songs
really
are
was. It
trouble.
wasn't just freestyle music. All the music was about love. All of it.
Those songs are more trouble than gangster music. Let me tell you
Yeah.
why. Because as a friend, and if I had another friend that was going through breakup and they was to play freestyle music, I would probably reach over and stop that tape. Like, hey, don't do it to yourself, man. Don't
Yeah.
listen to that music in the midst of this breakup because that will make you do some real vulgar things. So this is why I say freestyle music is more dangerous than gangster music, in a sense
Yeah.
that it's very emotional and it takes you back to some real times when you would go ape shit over a lover.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's my take on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's and when you mentioned about like the artists, the music was about love. And
Oh
so
yeah.
do you see artists, people are gonna be people. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if they wrote songs about love. It doesn't mean that they live in that every day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People get in their feelings, people get these egos, because we're people,
Mm-hmm.
and people get big headed and they feel like they should be doing this and over the other one, and they should have this spot and not that person have that spot. And, they,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times when people get that way, it's because of fear. They're afraid of losing something, either losing a spot, losing some money, losing reputation, losing
But there's levels
whatever.
to this, though. You know what I mean? There's
You're
levels to it.
exactly right. There are
Okay?
absolutely
Mhm.
levels.
There's levels to it. If you're on a certain level, you make your demands. If you ain't,
Hmm.
Chuck, chill out.
Yep, you said it.
You know? But let's just say if you was to break down in your car and your car was inside the road and you had two people roll up and offer you help. One had a Lamborghini, super dope, 20 karat gold, and the next person had a Harley Davidson. Who are you gonna go with to go get some help and come back to your car?
You are so crazy. I love Lamborghinis, especially that new Lamborghini truck. That's like my
Oh,
when that car passes by, I'm like, Jesus, Lord have mercy. That's my next. Yeah,
so you will get in a Lamborghini.
I think so.
All right. All right. So the guy in the Harley just got to
But
throw
I
away the
love
extra
Harleys.
helmet.
You already
Let him
know
throw
that.
away that extra helmet.
I love Harleys. I love bike riding. I go bike riding. My ex had a Harley. He still has. Well, I love both, but I'm gonna get in that Lambo.
Let me tell you something. If I ever picked you up on my bike, we would look like Prince and Appalachia.
Appalachia.
I mean, Apollonia. Apollonia? Sorry, Jada.
You know,
Don't want to
no,
get
you
smacked
know
for
what
that
you're
one.
thinking about? You're thinking about alopecia. You're thinking about Jada with the alopecia, and then you
Sorry,
mixed up
alopecia.
Apollonia. So you said whatever that was you just said. Oh my God. Boy, you
Sorry,
are
man.
nuts. You
Sorry,
still
Will.
crazy. But I'm kind of glad that you're off. You're also I'm turning the interview around.
Uh-oh.
You've changed. You're a little
Uh-oh.
different. You used to be
Ooh.
really crazy and off the chain and say all kind of crazy stuff. But I see
Uh-oh.
a different Peter now. You,
Oh yeah,
I
you know,
said, what happened to you?
you know
You
what it
went off
is?
to some retreat. Did you go off to China somewhere and go up with the monks? What happened?
Trinere, all my groupies grew up. All my groupies grew up.
They didn't grow up. You scared them away with all your you scared them away with all your nasty and crazy talk. Like, oh my God, I used to say, oh my God, I don't believe he just said that. No, he didn't just say that. And then the
Yeah.
last post that you put up, if your girl not doing this, like you had a picture of a lady sucking toes. I had to post. I said, okay, he's back. He is back. He is not
Let me
gone.
tell you